talking about horror movie discussion. Here's my special guest star, David.
Hi.
What's your example for horror movie discussion?
The Shining, which stars Jack Nicholson, and they're cooped up in a lonely big hotel in Colorado, and he was assigned to be the caretaker of that great big hotel in the mountains, and something kind of went wrong. They were isolated together for a certain amount of time, and for some unknown reason, Jack Nicholson, it's called, he lost his mind, and then he threatened his family, and it was just a real scary film. It was about being isolated for such a long time throughout a big cold winter they had there. They had deep snow, and he just went berserk on his family. I just couldn't understand it. But it was scary.
The Shining is an awesome classic. Did you know, there's some horror movies are good classics and some of them are so bad it's good? What else do you like with horror films?
I like a movie, it's called The Leatherface.
Never seen it.
Okay, The Leatherface is about these weird redneck cowboys in Texas that go crazy. It's over a relationship or something like that, and they start running from the law, and they create all these brutal murders, and there was a chainsaw involved in that. It was really gory and really scary with how one of the actors in that movie used the chainsaw to slaughter people. It was very gory and very haunting and very scary.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Again, I've never seen it.
Well, this Leatherface movie is kind of almost similar to Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Did you ever see Cujo?
No, never have seen it.
Cujo is another Stephen King movie based on a book about Killer Dog. That's actually a real movie.
It is.
And there's also Dr. Sleep. Have you seen that? It's
no.
Think of The Shining, but it's a sequel to The Shining.
I would like to see that movie.
So what's your favorite bad horror movie that's so bad it's good?
The Shining, but starring Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall.
Great horror classics like Dracula and Frankenstein. Have you seen those?
Yes, I've seen those, and a perfect example of some good horror flicks would be Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, Alfred Hitchcock is an awesome, great director of horror films.
Have you ever heard of a movie called Psycho?
Yes.
It's an old black and white movie.
There's also a Psycho house at Universal Studios backlot.
Wow.
Did you ever see The Birds and Rare Window?
No, I have never seen The Birds.
You'll like The Birds. It's a good classic. It's 60 years old since 1963.
Yeah, I bet I would love it. I like a lot of these big monster movies. These big, like Tarantula and Them. Them is a movie about these big, giant carnivorous ants that eat people up.
Yes, I have seen that. If it was a remake today, the giant ants would probably be CGI.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen The Incredible Shrinking Man?
Yes, I've seen that movie, and I've seen the Invisible Boy, which is a sci-fi horror. It's with this robot. The same kind of robot is actually in a movie called let me think what it's called. It's called Forbidden Planet.
Oh, yes, I heard about that. It's like a science fiction horror film.
Yes.
That was before Aliens with Sigourney Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, yeah, fun fact. When my dad was in the military in the United Kingdom, he went through the alien maze before. That's a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about the alien maze?
No, never heard of that.
That was actually in the UK.
In the UK?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
But it's not there. It was back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So now in today's society, like, if there's a new horror monster movie, one that can use, like, a lot of makeup effects, or they just use CGI now.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like the CGI horror films or more classic before CGI?
I like it between the classic and the CG.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, not actually right now. But if anybody's in the audience there, I would recommend that you would try out some of these movies. Like if you could look on Netflix or Yelp or something like that, or Yoko.
And there's different horror movies on different streaming apps.
Yes.
And there's something else I want to share. Like, in the 70s, there's a movie called Blackula. It's like Dracula, but it's called Blackula.
Blackula? Never heard of Blackula.
That's a real horror comedy.
Uh-huh.
Because there's also another horror comedy that actually exists. Scary movie trilogy. Have you watched those?
No, but I would recommend a comedy show around Halloween. It's called have you ever heard of the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yes, I heard about it.
Which is actually popular each and every year around Halloween.
Yeah, I heard about that. Tim Curry.
Yeah, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And there's also The Witches with Ronald Dahl. Have you heard about that?
No, never heard of that one.
It's based on a book, but it's a horror family movie.
Uh-huh.
And again, there's not just horror films, there are like different types of horror. Like there's super scary and there's non-scary. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.